Lady and the Frogs. I'm going to try and be cheerful, but I can tell you now, I am not cheerful. And I wasn't going to vlog today because I'm just so, ugh. But then I just thought, I know a lot of people who, you know, you lovely subscribers. I know a lot of you have health issues, which is one of the reasons why you follow me. So, and I just thought, God, I need to just come on because I am going to push through this morning. It's 10:30. I haven't been to sleep. Well, I have been asleep, but I've seen every hour because I am ill, unnecessarily ill. This is an NHS illness thing. This is something that they've done to me because so this is my old inhaler. So I had an asthma review and they suggested that because this was controlling my asthma quite well, I still have bad days even on this. This is a steroid inhaler. This is called Foster. And this is 20 milligrams over 6, whatever that means. But this I can generally have a good day on this. I will have bad episodes throughout the day, which I'm supposed to use Ventolin for, but I don't get on very well with Ventolin. And this is the discussion that I had with the asthma review nurse. And she said, well, in that case, you can go on this one, which is half the dose of this one. And I initially said to her, I says, well, I'm not too happy about that because I'm going to end up paying twice the prescription charge for less medication. And she was like, oh, well, you know, you can't just think about that. Apparently this is what they're using for people who've got long COVID, hence why they suggested that this would be a good idea for me to go on this. So I've been 1 week using this, and the intention is, so I have 2 puffs of this twice a day. This is the old one. So obviously that means that I'm getting 800 milligrams of steroid a day. So it's 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the evening even. And generally I sleep through the night with that. This one, not so good. The intention with this is that I take 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon and 2 in the evening, and then as and when throughout the day. So I technically should take less or the same as this, but it's tiered throughout the day, and it doesn't work. It has not worked for me. I have been getting up in the morning and I've been feeling terrible, and then I've been having a sort of another one mid-morning, and it just has not been working out for me at all. Now, the nurse that I spoke to assured me that if I didn't get on with it, I could get this inhaler back straight away. This is basically, oh, I have got 2 doses left in this apparently. I don't believe that anyway, because that's a counter, isn't it? So there's probably a lot more doses in this. I might just go back to using this rather than using this one. Last night I saw every hour, and it's a really dark place when you're seeing every hour. And sometimes you just sort of like wake up and you feel like you're seeing apparitions. You feel like you're seeing your maker coming to take you away. Honestly, I suppose, I mean, I think Stephen King understood it, because I remember when I used to take my inhalers and they didn't used to do anything. And there's this bit in Stephen King's It, in the actual book, where Georgie is taking his inhaler and he basically says, it's tap water. It was just tap water, you know. And I think Stephen King gets it, because, you know, Carrie and the period thing in that, and then I actually feel like this at the moment. So all I can feel is my rib cage here, and I swear to God, I feel like that Jesus statue in the film of Carrie. You know, and when she's at the end and she's got all the spears in her and she's like dead. Not Carrie, her mother. What's her name? Piper Laurie. I just feel like that. And I'm just fed up. So this morning I have been in contact with my doctor. No, that's, I mean, saying I've been in contact with my doctor is ridiculous. I haven't spoken or dealt with a doctor since 2019. Let's face it, there are no such thing as doctors now. I haven't seen a doctor since 2019. I have got more chance of being in an episode of Doctor Who and seeing Doctor Who than for me to ever see my doctor, because it just doesn't happen. I've only ever seen the nurses. This whole situation is caused by the nurse. She said that if there was any problems, I could ring her straight away and they would get me on the other, they would get me back on my old prescription. Well, I have rang this morning. 8:45 is when they turn the telephones on. I did ring at 8:30. It didn't get me anywhere. So then I sat on hold for an hour. And then, of course, I can't speak to anybody. They only want me to deal with email. So I've had to send an email for my urgent medical problem. And all I want is a prescription. But she's basically saying, this is the receptionist. They will only let me speak to a receptionist. They won't let me speak to a doctor. There's no doctors available. The receptionist has just said, oh, it'll be dealt with urgent. Just mark it as urgent, which is what I've done. It's not been dealt with. I won't be getting this medication today. I'm just going to have to just take 10 tons of this, which is what I've been doing anyway. Anyway, the thing is, they treat you like you're asking for a kilo of methadone, so I can just take the streets of Hume and sell methadone. But this nurse, she assured me, because I was so reluctant to do this, but she says, no, it's what they've been using to treat long COVID, so it'll probably do the world of good. But I've just taken an absolute step back. I can't speak to the nurse. I said to the receptionist, the nurse said that I could speak to her. No, that isn't the case. I could barely hear what she was saying anyway, because I could hear the other 4 telephone calls that were going on in the same room as her, because they're obviously all clustered together. So much for all this social distancing shit. She said, oh, the nurse might call me back Wednesday. Well, that doesn't help me now, does it? So I just feel absolutely awful. I have 13 parcels which I have to make and post today, because I'm on a 1-day dispatch. Some of these are from Friday, so it's not even like I'm like doing extraordinarily well. So I'm just, I don't know. I actually don't know why I'm bothering, because when I have these nights where I don't sleep and I see most of every hour, and I've got this, when I can feel my lungs and I can feel every bone in my rib cage, I do wonder why I'm staving off the inevitable. You know, as much as I'm moaning about the NHS, the only reason that I'm not dead is because I'm on these inhalers, because I am on borrowed time. I shouldn't probably be here. But it's such a negative place. And the thing is that this, I didn't need to experience this, because I was pretty much under control. And that this has just taken me 100 steps back. So I have got to try and make my parcels. I was hoping that I might be able to go and pick up my prescription, but I don't think that's going to happen, because the idea of urgent isn't urgent. I honestly do think that there is some kind of population control, because, you know, I've yet again believed what this woman said, and it's all a load of lies, isn't it? Because they don't want unnecessary people on their books. So I have pulled out the annoying things to pack. The rest of it is just clothes. I mean, trust me, I have taken what is left of this, and I've taken some of this. So I should technically be overdosed, but I'm in a lot of pain here. And I'm just not controlled. I mean, the car's downstairs. I could take the car if I feel I should take the car. I should take the car. I can drive. You see, I think maybe we are in a final destination thing, because yesterday my husband wanted to go and get a chair because he hasn't got an outdoor chair. So we went to B&Q and he did the driving. We were already on the roundabout. So obviously when you join a roundabout, you give way to the person who's established on the roundabout. So here Jason he was on the roundabout. We were going all the way around the roundabout and a bus pulled out in front of him, which they kind of did have enough, you know, time to get away in front of us. And then this dickhead in a 4x4, sunglasses, permed hair woman just followed the bus out and nearly took us out, and just nearly wiped us completely out. And we were in shock. We were in absolute shock, because we should have, it was an accident. Somehow Jason just pressed the brakes in time. And this woman didn't even realise what she'd done. God, I hate people. So, you know, it is final destination, isn't it? It's like I'm like staving off death and I shouldn't be here. But for some reason I am. So I have chucked down a whole load of medication, but it just doesn't seem like it's working that well. I mean, this one is technically empty. It just feels like the 200 milligrams dosage seems to just get into where it needs to with me more than 100 milligrams does. God, what happens when 200 milligrams stops working? Whew. I'm going to have a lot of fun. You know, I'll see my brother again. I'll get to, you know, maybe see Freddie Mercury, David Bowie, Rick Mail, all these people I'll get to see. Right, so this is the stuff which is going to annoy me to post. So I'm going to wrap this up first, and the rest of it is just clothes. I've been able to sort of like pick this off because this is in the top boxes. So the first thing which I have sold, I'm trying not to be negative. I'm trying not to be negative. I'm trying to ignore the pain. Oh God, it's so ridiculous. I don't know why I'm not on, like, I don't know. I don't even take that much medication. I just want to be able to have the medication that I do have. This is the... I've actually got another one of these. Have I built it? Yeah, I have actually built this other one. Right, so this one, which is falling apart in the packet, this is Blacktron. I'll go and get the other one. So that's the one that I've sold. I mean, you probably think I'm a bit nuts because I'm like, got the same ones like assembled. But there's slight variations, and obviously the minifigures have issues with them. That minifigure is actually different to this minifigure. So this is the Blacktron. I can't remember what it's called. Well, you can see it's a spaceship. This just sells really well. So that one I did last week, it sold for £10. This is one which I've just put together over the weekend, and this one will sell really quickly as well. Just want to show you that one because that one's assembled. So yeah, got that one. I will break that down and try and get that into a large letter. Hopefully the windscreen won't make it too big. I'm not sure if it does or not. I know, because it's got this flipping thing on the end, so I don't think it will go large letter. We will see. These are lattice fence panels. This is also Lego, so I've got various of these, 12 packs of them, which I've already packed up, so that will just go in an envelope. And then I sold another one of these. So this is another one of these things which I've done last week. This is called the Forbidden Island. That's the base plate. Again, I assembled this just for peace of mind because I wanted to assemble it in case I'd made some mistakes when I was doing the inventory. And I know it's probably quite time consuming, but then it helps me when I'm doing the listing, and I can point out issues that I've got, and it did have a different colour boat that was with it. It's supposed to be brown, but the only brown one that I've got for some reason has got lots of chew marks on it. Yesterday when I was sorting Lego, it was a bit of a pain in the arse because I was throwing away a lot of bricks. It just seemed like I bought a job lot of Lego from somebody who just basically chewed the whole lot of the Lego. Why? So that sold for £50. This one is staying in the UK. The last one I sold for 52 something, and it went to Australia. I could have held out, but then I just thought, sod it, let's get some of these sales in. There's more where that came from. I think I can do another one of these. I just need that part there. I haven't got, and I haven't got the staircase, and I haven't got the what you call it, the sort of rigging. So just a few pieces that I need, but I think I could probably do another one of them, and they sell so quickly. I mean, yeah, I probably do price too low, but I price right. When I'm searching for new job lots of Lego, I see the same listings over and over again. And these people have just priced themselves out of ever selling these things. So I don't see any point in doing that. You know, you need to price to sell, otherwise you're just becoming a storage facility. Other thing that I've sold is this jigsaw. So this has gone for £12.99, I think. I have a 20% coupon at the minute. So again, I do these. So that's all sealed in there. So these 4 things are the things that are going to be most annoying. So I'm going to pack them up first. The rest of it's just clothing. I mean, are you really that interested in clothing? I'll tell you something. Since I've been selling the Lego and it just flies out of the door, I'm like, am I really interested in clothing? Not that much. I have a lot of chinos that have sold and some shorts. Yeah, about like four pairs of men's shorts, a t-shirt that was crap. Yeah, and that's it really. So I probably won't bore you to death with that because I've already bored you to death with my health issues. Yeah, I know it's negative, but it's just like, it's my channel, and I know that a lot of people who do follow me because they're going through the same sort of and I honestly just, what has become of the medical service? I'd had a bit of a moan on Instagram today, and two people sort of contacted me saying, well, why don't you go to A&E? And I mean, that's a laugh, isn't it? The last time I went to A&E, because I wasn't getting any help from my doctor, it was an 8-hour wait, and my husband couldn't come in with me because of all social distancing and the rest of it. So because they're trying to social distance people in the waiting room, they won't you can't wait with your relatives, so you have to wait on your own, doing time. They put a fucking cannula in your arm for fun. So you sit there with this cannula in your arm for 8 hours, and then somebody sees you and they're like, well, this isn't something that we can help you with. This needs to be dealt with by your primary care facility. And you just think, yeah, but my primary care facility isn't working. Well, no, I don't think it. I say it, and they're just like, oh, well, there's nothing we can do. So that was my experience last time I went to A&E, so I won't be doing that. I think in Bolton, I think theirs is like 12 to 24 hours wait in A&E. So, I should be pleased that ours is only 8, but I'm not going over there. This problem has been created for no reason. So I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to overdose on the steroids that I do have. And, if my time is up, my time is up. I should, because I work from home now and I hear so many of these, like, get your shit together, get your funeral plan sorted, get your life insurance sorted. I should really I should really be aware that time is fleeting, and, It's time to check out very soon, so get your shit together. Don't expect to live too much longer. Right, let's continue and see where we get to. This is the rest of the post. So yeah, it is an IKEA bag full. Thankfully the car is not being used by my husband, so I can use that. So I've still got all this Lego, which I've got to sort through, which I'm probably just going to sit and do this. I've got a few sets there, which I've been working through. So I'm just going to finish them. I haven't heard anything back about my prescription. I just don't know. I mean, I'm just completely screwed with it. And there's nothing I can do. There's literally nothing I can do. So they obviously are trying to prune down the population, and they're not really giving a shit. I just, yeah, there's no solution. Anyway, I'm going to go and drop this off. I'm not going to like delay anymore because apparently it's going to rain. And even if I take the car, I'm not interested in driving in the rain because that's when all the lunatics will join me on the road. Right, I'm about ready to like go to bed or something. I've had a coffee and I've made it Irish. It's just coming up to 3 o'clock. I did my post at 1 o'clock because it said it was going to rain and I just didn't really fancy getting involved in, I just wanted to get it done. My husband's come home early from work because he's not very well, so maybe that's the reason that I'm chasty. Maybe we've got something weird. It's done a COVID test and it says no. So driving had its perils in itself. I really didn't think that I could. I thought about walking, and then I realised that it really was that bad and I couldn't walk. I've had some more of this drug. Haven't had my prescription, my urgent request dealt with. So she was a lying whore on the phone. I knew she was a lying whore initially. But, you know, at least whores give it out. You know, at least whores provide a service. These are just whores that don't do anything. So driving up the road, I mean, it is a short walk, which is why I tend to do the walk. It's half a mile, so a mile there and back. I really don't have an issue with doing it, but when I'm feeling crap, I didn't. So it's a congested road and there's cars parked on either side and there's shops all the way along, and a lot of the time when there's cars coming the way, you have to sort of pull in, and I was pulled in waiting for this car to come down, and this guy decided that he was going to get into the passenger side and try and steal my bag, which was on the seat. So it didn't happen because I knew what was going to happen. I drove off. It's winding me up around here. You know, I know that we're supposed to like embrace all these refugees and take them all in, but it's overrun here. There are gangs of kids around here, and I know they're Ukrainian refugees because they remind me of the kids in Hostel, the ones where you had to give them a bag of sweets, otherwise they would like, you know, turn you in and you'd end up with your head being cut off in Hostel. So I'm pretty sure that that's what it is, because this used to be a big thing when I lived in Derby. There used to be, and it's a big thing here. They know where there's streets that get congested and you end up in crawling traffic and in traffic jams, and they'll hang around and they'll try your car doors and they'll try and get in and they'll beg. It's a real big thing. And I know it was a massive problem some years ago when there was lots of Afghanistan refugees. It was a massive issue then. I haven't called the police. I don't know whether I should, but you see, I was so freaked out I just sort of drove off, and there was a car coming the other way and they must have thought I was a bit of a pillock, but then I have got a small car and we just sort of dodged each other. But I wasn't going to have this guy take my bag on top of everything else. I also drank a little bit of off milk this morning because I didn't realise that the milk was off. So I had to throw one lot of cereal away. So let's try and stay a bit more positive. I've got one of these. This was in the waste bins at the post office, and I was like, oh, is that going begging? Yeah, it's got some damage on it, but I'm able to sell that. I've got all my post office receipts in here, so I mustn't forget about them. But yeah, I don't know how much these are selling before at the moment. I tend to get a few of these. I get them out of the bins because we've got communal bins here. So I'm going to show you as well some of the bits we picked up. I didn't have a big source on Saturday. We just sort of stuck our head in because we go to this food warehouse, Iceland, for, you know, all the canned goods and all the like cheap stuff. So we went in there, and there's a Bernardo's next door. So stuff which I picked up, I have actually picked up a sweater shop thing. So yeah, so what do we call that? That's Argyle, isn't it? The diamond knit. So I think the ones that have sweater shop knitted on them are okay, but it has got sweater shop there, and it is new wool, and it is made in England, so it is proper vintage. It feels like quite a scratchy jumper. I've paid £2 for that. It was a bit weird because they did have a New Reseller stuff on. I grabbed it off there and it wasn't priced, so I got a good price on that, because I think if they'd priced it, they probably would have put a high price on it. But there was somebody who was trying to pull a fast one at the till, who they did, and I've seen this as well happen a lot. There's a lot of scams going on around here, and this woman was trying to get me involved in it, and she had all this like change out, and she'd returned something, and then she'd implied that he'd given her the wrong change, and I think he'd done something wrong, but I don't think he probably did do something wrong. I think it was part of a scam, because I've seen this before. And then she tried to get me involved, and I was like, no, I don't want to get involved, because this is starting to feel like that's fast show sketch, you know, fold up your square. I've got some idiots in here. No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to. You want to give him 2 10s and a 5er. It was all like that. So amidst the chaos, I picked this jumper off and got them to price it. So he put £2 on it. And then the other thing which I got was this jigsaw, which I nearly put back. So this is one of the Jan van Hasteren ones. I've obviously sold one this morning. This is only £3.50. So I was like thinking, oh, I probably won't get that because it's only 350 pieces. And then I did a search while I was in the shop and realised that these are actually selling for around 15 to 20. I've noticed that as well with the jumbo, the Wasgage ones. Some of the smaller ones, they do sell for decent money, even though there's not much to them. It must be something that people like collecting, but it is also the W.H. Smith exclusive. I don't think it's like that old. But it still might be late 90s, so hopefully that's complete. And that was £2. And they did also have there was a jigsaw in there that somebody done a mock-up of Matt Hancock, but I didn't buy that, you know. Can you imagine sitting doing a jigsaw of Matt Hancock? Right, so I'm going to try and turn this day around. I could just do what my husband's done and just gone to bed and try and sleep off whatever he's got. I'm thinking that maybe my inhalers aren't crap and I'm just fighting off whatever he's got. But hence why I've woken up so much in the night. But then I was bad last week and he wasn't ill last week, so I don't know. I do think it is the inhalers, but it's so not the point. The point is I can't speak to my doctor or this nurse who said that she'll call me straight back. So not impressed. I'm going to work through my Lego and just stay settled for the rest of the day, and possibly won't get any listed because it's now chucking it down with rain, so I can't really take any photos. I'm just going to, you know, it is what it is. I haven't listed enough recently on eBay because I've only been doing Lego, so I'm only listing the Lego sets which I've done. I could do a stock take, but I just don't have the room to do the stock take because there's Lego everywhere, and the whole point is I need to sort what I've got. And there's a few things which I know that I can do which I want to get on with. The first thing I'm going to do is have some flipping soup. I didn't go to Tesco, because normally I go to Tesco, but I was so freaked out by this guy trying to get in my car that I took the long way round, and I could have ducked into Tesco, but you know, there's a lot of people there who hang around the cash machine and a lot of freaks, so I just didn't want to go. And because it was 1 o'clock, everybody managed to get themselves detached from their duvet, so I didn't want to be around people. This is why I go early doors. I like to go before these people have got out of their beds. You know, I've never had that before. It's just not happening for me today. So let's just have some soup and just sit and make Lego sets up. That's what he wants to do anyway. So yeah, I'm going to do that. And I thank you for watching my moany vlog, but you know, let's keep it real. This is life, isn't it? And life is sometimes just perpetually garbage. I can't really moan, because you know, there's worse things that could happen. There is worse things that can happen. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Yeah, see you.